But quick thing about me, she said, yes, I'm a pilot in the United States Navy. And aside from that, about 20-something years ago, I basically pursued her, and she said yes, and I've been hanging on her coattails ever since. But little thing, so I just got back from the Middle East. Was deployed there for a while, and have been there more times than I can honestly remember at this point. Came back literally for one day, spent a day with my kids, and we came to GTC. And so it shows you our commitment in our family to this. But as I was sitting in the RVP thing a couple of days ago in the morning, in the RVP training, I realized a couple of things I wanted to share with you. And it's always hard coming back home from overseas, because you kind of wonder a lot of times, okay, do people even realize what's going on over there? And then I think to myself, well, the fact that everybody's smiling and having a good time and all that shows that they do know what's going on, that we're doing our job. So that always makes me feel good. But one of the things that happened about a week before I left was I was in line at lunch, and there was I looked behind me in the lunch line, and there was about a dozen people. And I looked, and there was just so many different types of uniforms. I looked, I'm like, dude, there is 9 different countries in line with me. There was a Kiwi, there was an Aussie, there was a Canuck, there was a Brit, there was a couple of Yanks like myself, there was a Saudi, a Kuwaiti, and a German, I think. Oh, and a female Japanese soldier was there as well. And I thought, what an amazing display of unity for the vision of this world. And oftentimes we'd sit and we'd talk about, okay, what are we actually fighting for? Why are we here? And it always ranged from like terrorism to oil to resources and all that stuff. But in the VP training, I was brainstorming. I was like, you know what? This is why we are fighting. I was looking around, and I was like, there is no greater collection of absolutely beautiful people in this room. And I don't mean physically like stunning like some people obviously are. I mean like the love, the generosity, and the giving that Arbonne represents and perpetuates. There is no company in the world that is a finer like example of that. And I thought I hope you're clapping for yourself on that, because there's nothing like this in the world where you bring everybody else up and it's just like this big old kumbaya thing. And it really, whether the people over there know it or not, this is absolutely what we're fighting for. And I hope you all know that. So there's something that I want from you guys. I want you to make a pledge. A couple weeks from now, when you go home and you finally get your voice back from all the screaming, and you're staring at yourself in the mirror and all the adrenaline is worn off, and you're thinking about, okay, am I going to call that super ace that I've been wanting to call and have avoided, or am I going to help somebody on my sideline, or any of that? And you're going to come to a crossroads, and you're going to stare yourself in the mirror, and you're going to stare yourself down, and you're going to say to yourself, some of you are going to go, well, I think I'm going to make a little kind of secret agreement with myself to make a whole complex excuse matrix so I don't have to do what I want to do. And then you're not going to do it. And that's okay. It's a personal growth process. There's some of you that will do that and some of you won't. But I hope you know this before you go down that road. Right now, 2 weeks from now, it will be the same, but right now as we're speaking, there is over 300,000 soldiers from well over 24 countries that are fighting and have volunteered to put their lives on the line so that you can stand there and make that decision, to have the freedom to make that decision as to whether or not you want to make those calls. know that they do it because, whether they've heard of Arbonne or not, they do it because they believe in what Arbonne represents. It literally represents, in my opinion, the best of what countries all over the world, whether you're an Aussie or a Kiwi or Poland or wherever, you represent the best of what those countries have to offer. And so when it comes time to go in that fork of the road, am I going to make that call or not? I hope you honor yourself, I hope you honor them, and I hope you be brave. That's all I have.